Hi everybody, salam. Welcome back to my channel. So in this lesson, we are going to learn two new interrogative. And also, please remember before that to subscribe to my channel and like this video. So far, in one of the previous lessons, we have learned the interrogative che or chi. And then in another previous lesson, we learned three new interrogatives, ki, koja, and chetor. If you need the link for these lessons, you can find them in the description box. And in this lesson, we are going to learn two new interrogative adverbs, how many and how much. The interrogative how many in Farsi is chand for countable nouns, and how much for uncountable nouns is چقدر. And we are going to start with chand. Now let's see how we can form questions by using chand. All right, so here we have an example. It says, how many books does Mina have? And in English, you start with how many. In Farsi, again, we start with the subject. So literally, we need to ask something like, Mina, how many books does have? And the noun stays singular because how many already indicate a plural noun. All right, so we start with Mina, and then the interrogative chand, and then the noun is ketab, and then the verb is دارد. So Mina chand ketab دارد. The other thing here you need to know is that we can add ta there. And I already talked about ta in the previous lesson. And it's just by adding ta, it makes it more informal. So in the spoken language, we actually add ta in there. So this sentence is going to read as Mina chand ta ketab دارد. Without ta is just more used in the proper written language. Now let's take a look at a few examples. First one, we want to ask how many sisters do you have? So sister is خواهر. تو چند or چند تا خواهر داری? And we have said before that the subject pronouns in Persian are optional. Now the answer is I have three sisters. So 3 is سه. من سه or سه تا خواهر دارم. Next, we want to ask how many cars do they have? So car is machine. So again, here we need to start with the subject, and the subject is they. But because the subject is a pronoun, so in Persian it's optional, but I'm just going to mention it to be more specific. آنها چند or چند تا ماشین دارند. The informal of آنها is اونها and دارند is دارن. And then in informal we need to say تا. So the sentence in informal is اونها چند تا ماشین دارن. The answer is they have two cars. Two is دو. آنها دو or دوتا ماشین دارند. Again, this sentence in informal is اونها دو تا ماشین دارن. And now we will be looking at the interrogative چقدر. And چقدر basically is constructed from two words. The first one is چه, which means what. And the second one is قدر. And قدر means amount. So basically like what amount, it means how much. Now let's see how we can form questions by using the interrogative چقدر. So here we have an example. It says, how much time do you have? So again, in English, you start with the interrogative, how much? But in Farsi, again, we start with the subject. So it's the same formula as chand. So literally, we need to ask something like, you how much time have? But here, you is a pronoun. And since the subject is a pronoun, is optional. We don't have to specifically mention it, but we're just going to mention it here to be more specific. All right, so تو چقدر وقت داری? One more time. تو چقدر وقت داری? When it comes to the interrogative how much, again, which is چقدر, there are useful quantifiers that you need to know. The first one is خیلی. So خیلی, which means very or much. or زیاد means the same thing. Next one is خیلی زیاد, which means very much or a lot. Next on the left side is کمی, which means either a little bit or a bit. Or یکم. We also say یک کمی as well. And then خیلی کم, which means very little. Back to this question that we already did. Now we want to answer this question. So the question was, how much time do you have? شما چقدر وقت دارید? Or we don't even have to say شما. So we can also say چقدر وقت دارین? So the answer we want to answer, I don't have much time. So much is خیلی. من خیلی وقت ندارم. Next, we want to ask, how much money does this woman have? So money is pool, and then this is in, and woman is خانوم. So again, we need to start with the subject, and then we need the interrogative. So این خانوم چقدر پول دارد? Or more informal, داره. So in informal, the sentence is این خانوم چقدر پول داره? And then the answer is she has a lot of money. So a lot of is خیلی زیاد. او خیلی زیاد پول دارد. Or more informal, داره. So this sentence in informal is we don't even need to say او. So it's going to be خیلی زیاد پول داره. Another area that the interrogative چقدر is used is with adjectives, which in English the interrogative how is used. For example, you want to ask how happy are you, how tired are you, how hungry are you. So in Farsi we use the interrogative چقدر. So basically we are asking something like how much happy are you or how much tired are you. All right, we are going to take a look at a few examples now. We have an example here. We want to say how tired is that man. So tired is خسته and man is مرد. And again, in English, the interrogative how is used, but in Farsi, how much is used, چقدر. So we, in order to start the sentence, we need the subject. So what's the subject? Is that man. So literally, we need to say something like that man, how much tired is. آن مرد چقدر خسته هست. The informal of on is un and خسته هست. The informal becomes خسته است. We have already learned this in one of the previous lessons. So this sentence in informal is اون مرد چقدر خسته است. If you don't know how خسته هست became خسته است, let me know in the comment section and I will answer your question. And the answer is he's very tired. So very is خیلی. او خیلی خسته هست. Or more informal, we don't even need to say او. So we're going to go with خیلی خسته است. Let's go over another example. Now we want to ask how big is your company? So big is بزرگ and company is شرکت. So here the subject is your company. So we need to start with that. And literally we need to ask something like your company, how much big is? شرکت شما چقدر بزرگ است؟ And more informal, the contraction of بزرگ است is بزرگه. So in informal is شرکت شما چقدر بزرگه؟ And the answer is our company is not very big. So very is خیلی. شرکت ما خیلی بزرگ نیست. And remember, there's an اضافه here for possession, شرکت ما, or here, شرکت شما. And also, remember, there's no contraction for when the verb is in negative. So you see, بزرگ است becomes بزرگه. When the verb is negative, there's no contraction for that. We almost reached the end of the lesson, but there's just a few important points that you need to know. If you like this video so far, please like it and subscribe to my channel and share this video. An important point that you need to know is that چند as an interrogative adverb, we just learned that it means how many. For example, again here, تو چند تا کتاب داری? So how many books do you have? But as an adverb, it actually means a few or some. So من چند تا کتاب دارم. It means I have a few or I have some books. The other point that you need to know is that we also use the interrogative چند to ask about age, price, and time. For example, here چند سال داری? So here it means how old are you? Although there are other ways also to ask about age, so this is just one way. And then we also use چند to ask about price. So این چند است? So how much is this? We also use the interrogative how much too. So we can also say این چقدر است? Or we also use it for time. So ساعت چند است? So if you want to ask time in Persian, this is the way to ask it. But a little bit more colloquial, it would be ساعت چنده? The other thing you need to know is the function of the adverb چند, which means some, is different from Farsi than English. For example, in English, it's very common to say, I have some time. But in Farsi, we cannot say من چند تا وقت دارم. Rather, in Farsi, we say, I have a little time. So من کمی وقت دارم. Or in English, you can say, I have some money. But in Farsi, we cannot say من چند تا پول دارم. It's wrong. But instead, we say something like I have a little money. من کمی پول دارم. Another thing you need to know is also in English, you say I have some interest. But in Farsi, we cannot say من چند تا علاقه دارم. علاقه means interest. Rather, we say something like I have a little interest. من کمی علاقه دارم. Another point that you need to know is about the interrogative adverbs چقدر, which we said as an interrogative adverbs. It means either how much, or we also use چقدر for when you use how and then an adjective after that. So for example, چقدر گشنه هستی? How hungry are you? But as an adverb, چقدر actually means so. For example, you want to say their car is so new. So it's going to translate as این ماشین چقدر جدید است. Or more informal, این ماشین چقدر جدیده. Here's some other examples. So you want to say the weather is so nice. هوا چقدر خوب است. Or خوبه. More informal. Or you want to say your house is so big. خانه شما چقدر بزرگ است. Or informal بزرگه. Next, your mother is so kind. مادر شما چقدر مهربان است. Or informal, مادر شما چقدر مهربونه. Next, you want to say you are so strong. تو چقدر قوی هستی. Or more informal, تو چقدر قویی. We finished this lesson. Stay tuned for the next lesson. We are going to learn about the possessive adjectives and pronouns in Persian. We reached the end of this lesson. If you found this lesson helpful, please remember to like, to subscribe to my channel, and to share this video. And also, if you have any questions, please leave it in the comment section and I'll be more than happy to answer your questions. Khuda Hafiz.